Everybody, Tammy here from Tammy Talks. I actually wanted to start doing like a compilation video, I guess you can call it, called This Week on BT. So I watch all the BT shows. I watch Sistas. I watch Games People Play. I'm a couple weeks behind in that, but I watch Games People Play and I watch Twenties. So instead of doing a separate video for all three shows, um I figured why not just do like a big video probably on Fridays. Hopefully I can get them done on Thursdays that kind of talks about those three. So this video this week today is going to be on Sisters and Twenties. I've not watched Games People Play this week just yet. Been a super busy week. But let's talk about those two shows, shall we? So before we get started, if you are brand new to my channel, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you're notified of all my upcoming videos. You don't want to miss anything. If you are returning back and you're kind of teetering on whether or not to subscribe, go ahead and do it. Why not? Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed the content. Leave some comments down below. Check out all my other videos that I do for other TV shows. Boom. All that, right? So let's start with Sisters, y'all. So Sisters is Season 3, Episode 15, Unkown Caller. So I'm going to do these super casual. I probably won't take notes. I just want to do like high-level things that kind of stuck out in the episode. So, why is Karen stalking Fatima? Why is Karen stalking Zach? Like, I get it. Karen has realized that, looking beyond the cheating and the lying and the lack of drive and all this other stuff that Zach had going on, now that, he done got buffed up and cleaned up and he's this brand new shiny penny in front of her that has paid her back all this money, like she's realizing that maybe I should have poured more into him. I think Karen is just caught up in that whole, she's caught up in that whole, I don't want to lose what I've kind of built up. You hear women oftentimes talk about how they don't want to lose the man that they spent all this time like building up, right? They felt that, I poured into you, I took care of you when you didn't have any money, I did all this extra, so and for you to now see the next woman kind of reap the fruits of your labor, they not for that. And I think that's what Karen is on, and like it just looks stupid. It was real on dummy for her to be chasing after Zach this episode the way that she was, to where she's calling him constantly and incessantly, leaving voicemail after voicemail, calling Danny and being like, oh, I'm gonna come up there and meet him. You can get me in to talk to him and all this other stuff. And I like that Danny told her no, because the last time you did that, last time I got you in, you came up here and you antagonize that man, you accuse that man of credit card fraud, you threatened to get that man arrested, and then you threw all his grandfather's stuff out on the curb of the airport, mind you. So like, no, I'm not gonna do that for you. It just looked it was a bad look, Tyler Perry. I don't understand that. Then you have Danny, like her character. Danny wants to be with Preston. She don't want to be with Preston. She wants to be with Preston. She don't want to be with Preston. At this rate, break them up. Or maybe have them do anything other than like sit in the house all day. That is the only thing we ever see them do. They went to the grocery store that one time, but Danny was, in her bag that day, and she was feeling insecure because some other women were checking out Zach, and Tyler likes to do a fat woman trope in his shows and in his movies, and Danny's not even, the woman that plays Danny is not even big at all. So I'm sure Preston don't want to take her to the store anymore, but like this roundabout carousel they're on is dumb. It's dumb. Hayden, if there was ever a character that was more unnecessary to a show, it is Hayden. So now Hayden is listening to Fatima's phone calls at work. he knows that, he mentioned that she had her rim was bent. So he was wondering if she got it fixed. And she was like, there's nothing wrong with my tire. And he's like, no, I saw it. And it clicks in her mind that that was a lie that she told somebody to get out of going to do something. So she knows that Hayden is tapping into her phone. So which means that he is like, which we saw, but we know that he knows that Zach is buying his house and Zach is doing all of this type of stuff. So Hayden goes and shows up at the same house that Zach is getting ready to buy to put an offer in. I guess I don't understand. Now, Karen, I can see, that storyline, even as dumb as it is, sure, let's have her, still pine over her ex. But Hayden, this makes absolutely no sense. This adds nothing to the show. Literally nothing to the show. Why are we doing this, Tyler? You know what I mean? Like, what is the honest point of Hayden's character? Because, like, there's no redeeming qualities about him. You can't even root for him and say that, oh, he was an ex-boyfriend and did whatever. Like, he really just comes and F's stuff up. On top of the fact that he's just an asshole to everybody. Andy is still beefing with Gary about whether or not Gary is going to move out the house. Andy, you should be more alarmed that that man wanted to move into your 1-bedroom apartment with you when he has kids. Where are his kids gonna go when it's his week to have them? But see, Andy doesn't think about, the commonsensical nature of it all. So like, wow. What else has happened? The Maurice situation. So Q calls Maurice. We know that Q got away. Q calls Maurice and is telling him that, like, he's back on that stuff. And he wants Maurice to come with him to turn himself into the police. But he won't give Maurice his address because he's scared. And it's like, Tyler, the moment that you decide to release the reins to this show or to any of your shows, this needs to be the first show that you get some writers for. Because why would Q even call Maurice back? Why was Maurice, like, even entertaining him on the phone? The entire dialogue, I'm scared. Will you come with me to turn myself in? Yes. Where are you? I can't tell you. Where are you? I don't trust. Lord have mercy. So I think that entire storyline is stupid, and it just feeds into the trope that Maurice has given Maurice, as he's an older, overweight, darker skinned gay man, and we're supposed to feel sorry for Maurice because, but this is the one person that he thought loved him and was into him, and now he done robbed the bank. Stop it. There has to be another storyline that you can give Maurice without it being this. And then Sabrina and Calvin. Am I the only one that heard Calvin tell Sabrina, if we are going to sleep with other people, let's let the other person know? And that's why Sabrina was, like, upset and hurt that Calvin, no less than a couple hours after he slept with her, had another white heifer in that house and was sleeping with her. Am I the only person that missed that? So Calvin is mad that Sabrina didn't show up. Look at the way that you talk to her. There's a way to talk to a woman and put your foot down and kind of be, like, a little aggressive with it, but it's still sexy. And a way for you to talk to her like she's a fucking dog on the street. And that's how Calvin was talking to her. You know what I mean? So it was the aggressiveness in his tone. The way that he was talking to her, I wouldn't have come by your house either. I wouldn't have come by your place either. It was a very weird situation, like, to watch. Sistas is not a bad show, but it just seems like at times we have these episodes, like this episode this week was typically a filler episode, and there's just no real plot happening, unfolding, moving, or anything. But I'm gonna stick with it because I really want to see when Andy is gonna die, because we know Gary is gonna kill that woman before the end of the show, right? We know. Plus, KJ Smith has now moved on. She hasn't moved on, but she's gonna be on Power. And what I've typically noticed is that when someone that is on a Tyler Perry show goes on to do other things, he kind of writes you off the show. So we're just gonna wait for like Gary to kidnap her, or Gary. I mean, he didn't already squeeze her tight enough that he bruised her ribs, so it's a matter of time. And then Twenties. I love Twenties so much. I love Twenties as a show. So this week we see Hattie finds out that she did not get her job working at the she didn't get her job working at like the UPS, and it's then he told her it's because you were on your phone the whole time. Um you weren't paying attention. You're scared to go to people's houses. So I don't know what Hattie's gonna do for work, but we see her have like some really important conversations with Ida. So her and Ida were like playing jacks in her room, and they're having this moment where you can tell Hattie is just frustrated by everything that's going on. And Ida's just kind of telling her, everybody doesn't start at the bottom. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody doesn't start at the top. You have to work your way up. And like the advice and stuff that I'm giving you is because I've been around the block before. I've done that. I'm able to do that. You know what I mean? I know what it takes to be successful. I know what I need to write. And then they have another very, very important conversation at the end of the episode where Ida rents out this restaurant for dinner. And Hattie's kind of looking around, and it's like, did you rent it out to be romantic, or did you rent it out so that nobody else would see us? And it goes into the conversation of Hattie saying, when people look at me, they can tell that I'm a black-skinned gay woman because of, how I carry myself, how I present myself. But when they look at you, Ida's very fair-skinned. She has the light eyes, the soft texture hair. And she's like, you can present yourself as straight. And Ida said that she gives so much of herself to the world because she is, a public figure. She's this head writer and producer and stuff like that. She wants to keep that part of her separate. And I'm thinking Issa for some reason. And Hattie basically told her, like, look, there's a way to be private about yours, and that's fine. And then there's a way to hide what you are. And we can see that Ida is kind of conflicted. And I don't know, maybe if Ida is not out to the world or what's going on with that situation, but on the one hand, I don't want them together. I want Hattie to be with someone her age so she can have more fun and feel a little more free and all the other type of stuff. But on the other hand, I think that Ida is really good for Hattie, and I think that Hattie is really good for Ida. So Hattie told her, like, I don't need your help with writing and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of like, basically, I just want you to be my girlfriend. I don't want you to be a mentor or anything like that. And Ida told her that she just wants to protect her. And Hattie was like, I don't need your protection necessarily. I just want your love. And I was like, oh, they are so cute together. I don't necessarily want them together, but I think they're cute together. The girl that plays Condola, y'all know who I'm talking about because I know y'all watch Insecure. Can't think of Marie. Why does she have to look so run over on here? Because if you see the actress in real life, she does not carry herself like this at all. So when we see her like this on the show, and it's just kind of like, what happened? But her husband has a moment with his friend, his friend, his college roommate, and we find out that they used to have a relationship back in the day. They both think about each other. They both often wonder what would happen or what would their lives be like if they would have gotten together instead of going on and trying to play the stereotypical, like, ideal man. So when they're in their marriage counseling, her husband eventually comes on and is like, I'm bisexual. And Marie tells him, I know. You know what I mean? And basically, to me, that was just Marie's way of finding an out. She does not want to marry that man. We know that. We know that she likes the white man that works with her. And instead of her like being an adult about it and just kind of being like, I don't want to be with you, I like someone else, she has continually just tried to look the other way and seemingly just self-medicate with liquor so she doesn't have to deal with it. So I think they kind of decided at the end, it still seems like it's still up in the air, but they kind of decide at the end that they're gonna take some time apart, go their separate ways, date different people, and then we'll see how that goes from there. And then finally, I'm like drawing a blank on their names, but the last woman on the show, the one that's the yoga instructor and the one that's now acting, she ends up on a date with like Marie's nemesis from work, and I'm like, what is going on here? So I'm actually the most interested in her storyline because now that her character is a GIF, I think that she's gonna actually turn into somebody that is I think she's going to kind of lose herself in the industry. Like, I think she's going to turn into one of those people that it's industry this, industry that. Like, we saw how she already said that because she got verified on, was it Twitter or Instagram, she might raise her prices. So I think she's actually going to turn into one of those people, which kind of sucks, but it happens. You know what I mean? So, Twenties is such a good show. If you are not watching Twenties, I advise everybody to. Just because I feel like BT does not promote the show. I know it's a Lena Waithe show, and I feel like Lena Waithe doesn't promote the show as much as she does like The Shy. So that was, let me see. Okay, so that was Twenties Season 2, Episode 4, Everything. And then that was Sistas Season 3, Episode 15, Unknown Caller. So let me know what you guys thought about the episodes. Do you watch the shows? Let's talk about it, y'all. Catch y'all in the next one.